Good morning and welcome to Wellbeing Wednesday. Today I'm joined by the fabulous Lex McKee, the cheerful leader, wonderful storyteller, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today, the power of stories, and more importantly, the power of your own story. Go for it.
Ba, ba, bum. Ba, ba. You've probably seen these in antique shops, modelled on the early phrenology heads, and you could tell somebody's future and character by their bumps. It was kind of like a bit of mind reading, and all of us have wonderful mind readers in our lives who can hurt our well-being because out of the goodness of their hearts they do a kind of Mr. Ben thing. Do you remember Mr. Ben?
I do love Mr. Ben.
Mr. Ben had this lovely bowler hat, a bit like the home pride people. And he would go to the fancy dress shop where the man with the fez, I haven't got a fez, but your fez seems familiar, got a man with the fez, and they would try on different costumes. And he had a different door. And once he got his costume on, that's a Viking turning right. You could then go and try on an adventure. But life's a bit more serious than that, isn't it? If you suddenly sort of went to work one day with your Roman hat on,
Suits you, sir.
it does actually does, doesn't it? I think this
Yes.
is my favourite one. It's a bit too cold for the toga and the sandals at the moment, but spring is coming. You know, if you could try on your own adventure, that'd be really cool. And I suppose a career journey is that. But what I want to talk about today is my kids, when they were growing up, had this wonderful series of books called Choose Your Own Adventure. And at key points in the story, like milestones, they would have some options. And if they chose this option, it would change the outcome of the story.
Mhm.
And I know that my career advisor, my parents, good friends have all said at times, you know, you're so good at this, or you're so good at that, you're so talented at this, and it's as plain as the nose on your face, but because it's there, you can't see it. And if you try and look at it, you go cross-eyed, so don't do that. And if you don't know yourself and you're a little bit unsure on yourself, you grab that straw and you start to live somebody else's adventure.
And don't you think
There.
when you're young, that's quite easy to do?
Oh,
When
I
you're
think
getting
it's
to the age of
sensible.
sort of choosing a career path.
I mean, I'm 60. I still don't know what I want to do,
Mm.
but I'm trying other adventures. Now, what wanted to do today was just highlight the fact that I've done several careers in my life, as I think you have as well. All of them were okay at the time. And if you live somebody else's adventure and expectations for your life, you will be rewarded because they'll say, told you so, you're doing really good at that because they think you're doing the right thing. But if it's not the true you or the ultimately best you, the best version of you, it might be a good version of you. But if it's not the best version of you, there could be problems. Just think about it for a moment. No, 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 Batman. You imagine Batman having a friend going, you'd make a really good Superman. So Batman goes, that's good. Puts on the costume, gets on top of a building, jumps off the building, and immediately gets feedback. So far, so good. So far, so good. So far, kersplat. You can imagine the mess Superman would make with Batman's tech toys. Those of us who are not, yeah, I mean, if you're not tech savvy, I don't think Superman is that tech savvy.
No, it just wouldn't work.
Disaster. So, you know, as we begin to have a new chapter in our script, as life begins to open up again for us, my real encouragement for ultimate well-being is to move from good to great. And to move from good to great is to stop living somebody else's script. Stop living somebody else's adventure chosen for you for the best of intentions.
Yeah.
And go, hang on a minute, let's have a strokey beard. And if you haven't got a beard, strokey chin. And go, do you know what? I've always fancied being this, doing that, going there. So I'm just going to hand back to you for a minute, and then I want to come back to the idea of what does adventure mean. So what's adventurous for you? Because you're a happy person at the moment.
I am. I think my adventure it is really my message about changing the world as far as well-being is concerned and opening people's eyes. And I've got to a point now with my online courses and things like that, that I feel like people are starting to sit up and take notice. And I now feel far more able than I've ever felt before in sharing that message, taking it out to businesses, taking it out to employers. And yeah, I remember saying to you ages ago that I don't necessarily want to make a million, that I want to change the world. And maybe that is quite a big adventure. But if I can just be a tiny part of that adventure, then I'm going to be really happy.
I think that's a great bold adventure, isn't it?
Mm.
No, I write each week for Moodscope, one word, moodscope.com, which is a community of people who are facing a danger to their adventure, and that danger is mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a closed community. It's free for everybody to join, but it's closed. You have to be in the community to read the comments and to make a comment.
Yep.
And when I do the blog, my ideas always move on because of the rich flow of comments I get on the blogs. And I shared this message: life is not an adventure, life is your adventure. I had some really good stuff there, and it's those of us who have battled with mental health maybe don't want a huge adventure. An adventure is a word packed with excitement. So if you went to a travel agent and said, let's have a look at the brochure on adventure holidays, they're not going to show you National Trust houses and gardens. But that's the adventure I want. As soon as we have more freedom of moving outside our locality, I want to go to different National Trust houses and gardens and get excited about peonies. Now, if I go to my kids, this is the adventure I've chosen for you, they go, thanks, Dad.
Bye.
So I hope that really emphasizes the fact that it has to be your script,
Mm.
your story, your adventure for you to enjoy great well-being. You can have good well-being doing good with stuff you're good at, but maybe there's a great. Helen Keller, that amazing motivational writer who I believe could not see and could not hear, so she was taught by hand signals and things and touching her hand, just an inspirational soul, said life's either an adventure or nothing at all. And I disagree. Ish.
Ish.
I think life is either your adventure or nothing at all. And if we can enter into this new field of freedom, this new opportunity to rewrite our script or just tweak the script a bit and go, do you know what? What do I want to have, be, and do going forward? What would be my adventure? Then I know a fresh sense of motivation will rise, a fresh sense of energy, a fresh sense of inspiration, and then that drive to move forward into a great sense of well-being rather than a good or poor sense of well-being, which is what we do on Wellbeing Wednesdays.
Absolutely.
Oh, you see that fly flying past? You can never see a fly in here. I've got special video lighting today, and there's a fly choosing its own adventure. I think I'll go this way. No, I'll go that way.
Lex, thank you so much for your time. And completely agree. If people want to find that kind of peace of mind, it needs to be on their own terms, their own adventure, however big, however small. It needs to be about them to bring the contentment and the happiness. So if anybody wants to talk more about stories and adventures or workplace wellbeing, I shall put contact details to myself and Lex in the link. Thank you very much and have a great Wednesday.
Have we got any more seconds left?
Yes.
Just to make that bite size easy to do, one of my friends' mothers never had a Chinese meal. And when she finally saw a Chinese meal, she was clearing up for someone. She said, I never want to eat one of those. So she went through her whole life without trying Chinese cuisine. Your adventure doesn't have to be a big one.
No.
Eat something new. Visit somewhere new. Read on a different subject. Be more you.
Be more you. Happy Wednesday. Bye.